Welcome to Living a Full Life podcast. Join us as we explore health topics that encourage raising healthy children, living a healthy life, and living the best life possible. Now, here's your host.
Okay. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Living a Full Life. Special guest this week, Laurel from my hometown up in Calgary, and she's going to go into holistic nutrition and how it is and how it works. And but tell us a little bit about you. How'd you get into this, and how you help people?
Awesome. Yeah. I guess it all started back in my early 20s. I just kind of noticed within my own around me all the different hereditary diseases that people's family members were getting. I decided that, like there has to be a connection. There can't just be, oh yeah, this diabetes runs in my family, I'm going to get it for sure later on. Heart disease runs in my family, I'm going to for sure get it later on. Mm-hmm. I stumbled upon holistic nutrition, and yeah, I took the course, and it just opened my eyes to how many chronic diseases are actually caused by inherited food choices for the most part. So yeah, living in Calgary, I have 2 girls. I've got a 3-year-old and a 6-month-old. So I'm right in that postpartum motherhood stage of life right now. Mm-hmm. So it's been a whirlwind, but I wouldn't change it for anything.
Yeah. What in your life got you interested in it? Did you have to deal with any of your own health issues to get? I find a lot of people who get into functional medicine or holistic nutrition or any type of, this isn't get on the internet and get your certificate over the weekend type thing. This is like you're delving into a program to really learn a lot about it. What in your life connected you to maybe looking into dive deeper into nutrition?
I think it had a lot to do with the diseases that run in my family. We've got hypothyroidism, we've got type 2 diabetes, cancers galore, all that stuff. And that stuff started to really scare me in my young adult life. And I was like, there's got to be a way to make this happen to me. So I at first was, looking into how I could prevent that from happening. And then I realized that there's a way that I could help other people prevent stuff like that from happening to themselves. So I went and did the holistic nutrition course with the Canadian School of Natural Nutrition, which is a full 1-year course. And then when you graduate, you have a full diploma in nutrition and the ability to actually make meal plans and stuff like that for people and guide them through whatever chronic illness they may have or weight loss or gut issues. And
right. Yeah. And what would be the difference? Nutritionists have been around forever. People have been referred to. Sometimes you need a medical referral to see one. Through my career, there's been a lot of disappointment in the nutrition field because it's usually a little cookie cutter, or it might be the diabetic thing where they're like, just follow the Canadian Food Guide or the American Food Guide or the American Diabetes Association. And people surprisingly don't get the results that they're looking for. But how has it changed over these years? And why is something like holistic nutrition probably something people should maybe look into?
Holistic nutrition starts with helping the body and realizing that everything in the body is connected. We're not just going to sit there and treat a symptom like, okay, I'm overweight. Okay, well, let's just count your macros and you'll lose weight. Holistic nutrition is more so, let's figure out what's happening with your metabolism. Let's figure out what's happening with your gut. And we're actually going to fix these issues so that they don't happen again. And what I like about holistic nutrition is we have the ability to work with whole foods and like foods from nature. Whereas a lot of the time when people get their nutrition certifications online and stuff like that, they're either teaching from the Canada Food Guide or the American Food Guide, I'm not too sure, or they're teaching straight up macro nutrient information and not really treating the body as a whole.
Yeah. I find the macro, it's not about protein, carbs, and fat. It's so much deeper than that. And you see people going on the macro diets and forgetting to eat fruits and vegetables because the bread got them what they needed for the carbs for the day. And you're like, oh my gosh, we're we're going the wrong way. So, I mean, that's one thing. As an adult, you can take control of your own health. You can make your own decisions. You can hire, you can not hire, you can look into being healthier. You don't have to be, I guess. But what happens when it comes to your kids and parents that might be struggling with food and struggling with, helping their kids, not just to eat better, but sometimes kids go through some chronic conditions as well. Are you familiar with any of that stuff?
Yeah. So I have worked with kiddos that maybe suffer from celiac disease, as well as chronic gut issues. I've been working with kiddos that may struggle with ADD and ADHD, just trying to, assist them with reducing symptoms and living, I don't know, a more normal lifestyle if they don't have to be fully medicated. I will say, with me, I will never, ever tell someone to stop their medication and just do this nutrition plan. Anytime I'm talking with someone or someone's parents, it's okay, let's try out this nutrition plan, but it needs to be with the assistance of a doctor before we're just going to say, yeah, get off your medication and, live your life that way. So it definitely is something that I have to be mindful of, working alongside other healthcare professionals, because I'm not just going to say, yeah, holistic nutrition is the only way. And I'm going to get you these results just like this. Like, it has to be assisted with a medical professional when it comes to diseases. Yeah,
that's cool. So, I mean, this could be used for anyone. I mean, I'm sure there's some things you run into as kids, as you work with kids, they're not as easy as adults. But when it gets into holistic nutrition, what separates that afar from any other type of programs, that don't just fit on a pamphlet and say, hey, take this home and eat like this? What separates holistic nutrition compared to everything else?
The whole foods focus and the focus and the focus on healing the body as a whole, essentially.
Got it.
We're not just take one thing that's a symptom and treat that. We're going to say, okay, this is happening with this part of your body, which is connected to this, which is connected to this, and we're going to treat it as a whole.
Got it. And it's always through food, or do you work with supplements and nutritional supplements as well?
Yeah. So the focus mainly is through whole foods. We like to make sure that we get most of the nutrition that we're getting from foods. But the reality of the situation nowadays, honestly, our soils are so depleted that it's hard for us to even get the full nutrition from our veggies and our fruits. So I do use supplementation secondary to that of nutrition from foods.
Right. Great. You're covering all the bases. I love it. When kids don't work well with the programs that are laid out in front of them, because I work with a lot of kids and rarely does it go the way we plan on day one. How do you work with parents with that?
I like to do baby steps. I would hate to just give this full meal plan to a 7 or 8 year old and be like, you have to eat like this. No kid is going to, okay, that sounds great. So it's more so you kind of have to treat them like you would a toddler or like a 6-month-old when you're introducing, one at a time. Let's get you used to the idea of this, and then we'll incorporate this. And you keep adding on, and then you keep slowly taking away those ones that maybe are causing them harm, like food dyes and candies and stuff like that. But it can't be cold, especially with kids. You can't do that. So slow and
No. What does it look like working with you? Is it weekly? Do people tune in with you weekly or connect with you on a certain frequency? How does that look? If somebody were to work with you, how often do you connect? How long do programs usually take? How do you reassess? I mean, let's just give people kind of a guide on what holistic nutrition really does.
Yeah. So I have a couple of options. It depends on how much people want to see me. If they're annoyed at me, that's fine. So I'll be having my own online programs that you can click on and download for just quick gut health or quick weight loss meal plan or whatever like that. So I'll have those that you can download and you don't ever have to talk to me. Or you can contact me and we can do a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day program, depending on how chronic things may be with you or your kids. And we meet weekly with the first 30 days and then bi-weekly and then every 4 weeks, just to kind of taper off, but not to the point where people feel like they're alone. At the end, I want people to be like, yeah, I have a good solid foundation with me or my kids. I feel comfortable in this, but I'm always reachable. So if you haven't worked with me in a month and you're like, you know what, I have more questions or whatever, you can always reach out to me. And I usually do video chats with people so they can see me face to face and stuff like that. So
Right.
yeah, that's in the
Great.
program.
Who's been the funnest clients to work with? Who do you enjoy thoroughly helping?
I think it's the moms, because I'm right there with them. So it's, we can joke about postpartum and all the things that come with it. I'm right in the thick of it. So that's been the most fun part for me. And I think just kind of helping them see the other side. Like, postpartum isn't forever. You're not going to feel this way about your body forever. You're not going to feel this lack of energy forever. Like, it's temporary. And I think it's really rewarding seeing that light come back into their eyes. Like, oh my gosh, like I'm through that tunnel and now I can finally breathe again and enjoy this next stage of my life. So.
Very cool. Yeah, it's great. I mean, and it's just trying to bring awareness to this and holistic nutrition. As a service provider myself, I mean, you stick to your lane, you do what you have as a service, but then you just know that there's so much more that people need to do when it comes to their health. We try and nudge people in the right direction all the time. So this is more for people looking like, yeah, I got to do something with my nutrition. And the nice thing about it is it can be done virtually. So you can call Laurel at any time and connect with her online, and she can guide you in the right direction, or maybe even help you through what's going on there as well. So just bringing a light to holistic nutrition. And you probably know why I picked holistic and why this excited me a little bit. It's the holistic part, not the nutrition part, because we truly believe in that. I mean, it's our food has to come from the earth, and it can't be coming from a box or a pancake or whatever it is that we cheat to. So micronutrients is the name of the game. And yeah, you're right. You got to supplement, you got to do all this other stuff. And these kids need our help. So that's why we're here. How do people connect with you? What are your handles? What's your website? What's all that stuff? You can kind of spell it out.
Yeah. So my website is yet to be live. I have probably another month before I have my full, like, downloadable nutrition packages ready. So when those are ready, then I will post the website and I'll post those. So for now, I'm working solely through Instagram at holistically Laurel handle, and that's where people can contact me. I also have an email address, which is laurel.nutrition@gmail.com. So if people want to connect or have questions or anything like that, they can reach out to me there as well.
Great. Yeah, I'll put those in the handles. I'll put those in the text as well, so people can just click on them and go from there. Great. Thanks for your time in doing this. I mean, bringing some light to holistic nutrition, and parents out there. I mean, there are tools and services out there that are not with your PCP. So if you're frustrated, that's who you call. You call Laurel and she'll help you out. Yeah. Thanks for doing this.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Of course. See ya.
All right. Bye.
Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Living a Full Life podcast. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. That helps others find the show, and we greatly appreciate it. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.